If I had $1,000,000,
If I had $1,000,000,
well, I'd buy you a house.
I would buy you a house.
And if I had $1,000,000, I'd buy your
What would you do with $1 million? Would you finally be content? Many of us feel happiness comes from the materialistic things around us. Society has ideals that equate the wealthy to good, hard-working people. Author Fitzgerald uses The Great Gatsby to prove this is certainly not the case. He presents a critical portrait of the American dream through the New York elite in the 1920s, making readers question if people can improve their social class by increasing their wealth, or rather if class is a sense of fundamental decencies that are parceled out unequally at birth. Interestingly, though the main characters of the novel are the upper class, Fitzgerald emphasizes distinct differences between them. Characters Tom, Daisy, Gatsby, and others represent the wealthiest members of the 1920s New York society. Despite their possessions and money, they are not portrayed as aspirational people. Rather, their negative qualities such as carelessness, wastefulness, and heathenism are highlighted. Fitzgerald sets up distinct social classes, old money, new money, and no money, and sends strong messages about the elitism running through every strata of society. Many believe the rich are unified in their money, however, this is proven to be not the case. There are people like the Buchanans and George Baker who are born into wealth. Their families have had money for many generations. Daisy, Tom, and Jordan live in East Egg and represent the novel's most elite group, imposing distinctions on people like Gatsby based on not how much money they have, but rather how and when that money came to be. People with old money are presented as judgmental and superficial and fail to look at the essence of people around them. As narrator Nick Carraway puts it, they were careless people, Tom and Daisy. They smashed up things and creatures and then retreated back to their money or their vast carelessness, and let other people clean up the mess they had made. Another primary example of the Buchanan's nature is shown when Daisy is taken to Mr. Gatsby's house and he shows off his fabulous collection of clothes to her. Though she realizes he has made all of his money to impress her, she weeps because she recognizes she would never leave her husband Tom's old money and social security for a life with someone who is newly rich. However, this does not mean people with new wealth were in any way better. The newly rich who lived in West Egg also had equal, if not worse, character flaws to those in East Egg. Think of the people with newly acquired wealth, such as Gatsby's partygoers, who would attend his parties, drink his liquor, and eat his food without even meeting the host. When Gatsby dies, these same people that would attend his house every week could barely show up to his funeral. This poses the question of whether the richest friends like them for their quality of character, or rather for the materialistic items and cash they possess. The novel ends forcing readers to reevaluate their lives and question whether more money and power would make them happy. The 1920s marked a time of great post-war and economic growth, but Fitzgerald captures the falseness and flaws of the society as well. His characters have skewed worldviews, mistakenly believing their happiness and survival lies in reinforcing social boundaries and stratification. The development of the theme of wealth and social class proves an important lesson. Placing values and faith in superficial means such as money and materialism, whilst neglecting to cultivate sensitivity and compassion, will lead to unfortunate events and eternal sadness.
If I had